Hi, guys. I hope you guys are good. Yo, I'm recording so early in the morning. Uh, and I'm still nursing my flu, so y'all can see. I'm in winter. Okay, so if you're seeing my face, if this is the first time you're seeing my face, hi. Hi, my name is Maputi, and I need to let you know that my videos are long. I ramble. I don't get to the point, and I'll never get to the point. I don't even know what the point is, but yeah, there might be a title somewhere up here. There'll be a title of the video, what it's all about. And if you do decide to stay, please know those are the things here. That's how we do things here. So if you're the kind of person who gets irritated, impatient, and want straightforward people, I'm not the person for you. So you are more than welcome to move along. You can move along, right? Let's give them a minute, a second. All right, now, if you are new here and you do decide to stay, when you address me, please address me as Maputi, not Gogo, not Mukulu, and please do not talk over me. And when you get into the inbox, please be respectful and greet in the inboxes. Don't just come there and write your sob stories. I'm not a nice person. I've already made a video that I'm not nice, telling people I'm not nice. So go find the video. I'm not a nice person. When you get into the inboxes, don't come with your sob stories. We are all going through a lot. Everyone is going through a lot. You're not the only person. I do not offer free consultations or have discounted consultations or what. It is not my responsibility that you get the assistance that you need. It is your ancestors' responsibility. And some of you are not sent to my page to consult. Some of you are sent here to learn. Now, before you even rush to the inboxes, if you are new here, go through my videos. There's a wealth of information on these videos. There's so many videos that will answer so many of your questions without you having to bother me. I'm too busy to be answering some questions that are coming in the inboxes. And now that I've been told by the ancestors and been given permission to say that delete, I delete. I don't even respond, I delete. Right, moving forward, I'm only going to respond to certain comments, not all of them. I'm just going to like. Right, I'm having issues with posting the hearts that I used to do. Now that the page is growing, TikTok is giving me limitations, and they say I can't use the same comment all the time. So I'll comment when there's a need. All right, moving forward. There's a video I made. It's at the bottom of the page called The Songs of Redemption. Right? And I told you that your ancestors use a lot of songs to get to you. Right? That's the number one video that you would probably need to go watch if you haven't watched it. The other one is I talked about words. Well, I don't even think I did make a video on words yet. But I talk a lot about words, the power of your words, the power of your tongue, right? The power of the words that you use. And sometimes we use words without even knowing their meaning. I'm not talking about speaking positively to yourself. I'm talking about I told you guys, there's so much that happens in my space spiritually. I'm talking about the words that we choose to use. That's very important. The words we choose to use are very important. Now, to my followers, those who've been on with me on this journey, before you even get in here, I need to say something. I'm sure many of you are wondering, where have I been? What am I doing? Why am I not posting as regularly as I used to post, right? I need to let you know that this weekend, well, we're almost done with this week, but next week also I'll be I don't think I'll post much because I'm also going through a transitional phase, and there's big leaps, quantum leaps that I'm busy with. And so I need to put my energy and time and attention on those things. But I will come back in August with proper teachings. And also the teachers, we have teachers here, right? And the teachers, majority of them are not around. The teachers are not around. They've went to prepare a place for me. They went ahead of me. And they're doing the work ahead of me that I'm supposed to also going to be doing ahead, right? So I'm just going to ask you to please be patient with me. The videos are going to come here and here, but there will be just small things that will get you through the day, inside here and here, but not proper clear lessons. I will come back with proper clear lessons. Okay, so I'm just giving you in advance that those who wait for my videos, please wait patiently for me, because I am working on other personal matters. And once I'm done with them, I'll be back in flow again, hopefully. Okay. Now, with that said, one of the other reasons why I need to take a little bit of why I'm on a little bit of a slowdown, I want to tell you a story. I want to tell you a story. So I was summoned the other day, the day after I posted the video on the destiny swapping, reclaiming your destiny from your mother. The following day, I was summoned in a dream. I was summoned in a dream. And in that dream, yeah, no, I'm going to get into trouble because I'm not about the dream, but what I'm going to teach you after here. What I'm going to teach you will also get me into trouble. Okay, but we go on. Will get me into trouble, even though I know I'm going to spend a couple of days and there'll be more meetings being done because now I'm not supposed to be teaching, to be honest. So I was called into a meeting. And the meeting is between so there were two sides and I was in the middle. So there's the angelic realm and the darker realm, right? Yeah, with the darker realm. So they called the meeting like a truce. You know when there's a war and then we call a meeting for truce. They called a meeting and I was in the middle. And the other side, the darker side, were complaining. They were complaining. They said that I'm teaching you guys things that are making you wake up quickly. Like y'all are waking up at the speed of lightning. Like the way y'all are getting it, it's too quick, man. Y'all are learning too good. Y'all are learning too good. And not only that, many of you, to my followers, you guys are doing a good job. Y'all are learning, and even if I give codes, y'all are picking up the codes. Even though I'm not clear about what the codes are, y'all are getting it. And because of that, y'all are waking up at the speed of lightning. And not only are you getting it, but many of you are implementing it. And because many of you are implementing it, on the darker side, they're also now starting to have a big problem because they're not able to do their job. Remember what I told you, that at the end of the day, in the higher realm, when we go up here, there is no good or evil. It's one people sent by the same God, right? So now in the higher realm, now they've also been sent on earth for particular missions. And then now y'all are busy getting these things. And the thing about it is that it was not expected. I didn't expect it myself. It was not expected that the teachings will make such an impact and people will gravitate towards them this quick. When the assignment came, it was an assignment where we thought we would have to fight a little bit to get attention. But here and there, I'll be probably now, as we are approaching 3 months, I'll probably be maybe on 100 or 500 followers, right? But it was never expected that I'll be this far. I'm like an overachiever child, by the way. Even in spirituality, I just overachieve, right? I'm an overachiever, but I'm hitting the limits that they didn't expect me to hit this quick. And because of that, it is making the other side's job very hard. And the problem is that they can't attack me. They can't do anything. Because we all know the mission. They can't attack me, but they're just trying to hinder me here and here, but they can't do anything to me. They're trying, but they can't. So now they called a meeting. Now a meeting was called to say, no, we need to find a solution. She can't keep doing these things like the way she's doing it, right? But the other side is like, we had an agreement that this is the direction that we are taking. And she's going to give the lessons that have been coming, that we've been teaching her. And everyone agreed. So it is not her fault that people are receiving it. It is not my fault, right? So now we didn't come to a conclusion as to what the forward motion is. But we're not stopping this page. We are going to continue to teach. It's just that they have to adjust themselves as well. So now with that said, after this little experiment that I'm telling you, is that because y'all are waking up super quick, they are also going to up their game. So as you move forward, many of you who watch my video and take my teachings and move forward, you might start to experience harder trials. As you implement these things, there will be some forces. You will feel like, now here we're not talking about witchcraft below ye, bad vibrational people. No. You will come into a point where you will feel like unknown entities, like unknown forces are doing their whole power to stop you from praying, to stop you from praying the way I told you to pray, to stop you from using your intuition, or they're making things for you to doubt yourself, or they are just bringing stuff into your space, or people are just being used as monitoring spirits to just get you to get angry and to lower your vibration. And when that happens, I'm already warning you, when that happens, keep your vibration high. Don't let it get to you. Don't let it get to you, because where you are going, they wouldn't attack you if you were not going anywhere. Now, let's get into words. The power of your word. The power of the words you use. Now, why did I say that this video will probably be linked to the Songs of Redemption video? In the Songs of Redemption, I told you that ancestors are using songs. They're using songs to get messages to you guys. I talked about how they're using hip-hop mainly, and hip-hop, it is what is elevating you from one space to another. Some are using reggae, but they're using songs that will help you to elevate. Go watch the video if you haven't watched it. Now, the other day, for the past week, I've been noticing a particular song keep coming, and I don't even like that song. The song, I think it's Westlife or something. I don't care who you are, where you're from, what you do, as long as you love me. That's the line that keeps on coming, right? And every time it comes and I find myself singing it, and then I will stop myself because I understand the words. I stop myself and I'm like, no, I do care. Wait, hold up. No. I care. I care who you are. So I always respond verbally to the song, to the thought, the tunes. And I will say, no, I care. I care who you are, where you're from, and how much money you have. I'm materialistic like that. I care. And then I'll tell whoever. So now, not all these words I know, because I understand not every thought that comes in comes from your ancestors. Entities as well also use certain words to try and get messages to you. Songs are powerful. On my phone, I have 10 songs, only 10 songs. I cleared a whole list of songs. And even those songs, when their job is done, I delete. And every single song I have on my phone is a manifestation ritual song, meaning that I'm using that song to manifest something. Right? So when I go through a period where maybe I'm manifesting money, lately, they've been using Throw It Up by Rihanna, because that's a mantra, that's a chant, right? There's some other stuff that I've been manifesting, and they're using other songs. But when I'm done with a particular, I remember there was in the beginning of the year in January, they used a lot, the song that I played a lot was Something Good's Gonna Happen in This Year, and I am grateful that I made it here. And that was when nothing was happening and I was on a break and I was not even doing consultation. And that's the song I kept on playing when I did my self-cleansings, when I did whatever. I kept on playing that song and I kept on playing that song and I kept on playing that song. So pay attention to the songs that are coming to you. Right? But also, so pay attention to the songs that are coming to you, but also not all songs coming are divinely guided. And you must teach yourself to respond verbally. If a negative thought is coming in, teach yourself to respond verbally to it. Even a positive thought, teach yourself to respond positively to. Teach yourself to respond to them. Just like how, when every time the song comes, and I said, no, I do care. I do care who you are, where you're from, and how much money you have. Love is not enough. Right? I always say that. I always say that to the thoughts. Now, let's say that I'm trying to find another example that happened recently. Okay, but maybe I can't find an example that happened recently. Now, the words you speak to yourself are power. They have more power than the words other people speak to you. The words that other people speak to you only have power when you keep replaying them in your mind. So the more you keep replaying them, the more power you give them. But the words you speak to yourself, whether verbally or inwardly, have more power. Now, many of you have went through the law of attraction, have went through these laws, and you were told you need to speak mantras and positivity to yourself, right? That's a start. That's the start. That's where we all start. You start by speaking positivity to yourself, having all these words that you say to yourself. Now, as you elevate, the mantras you don't connect with them. You come to a point where I'm wealthy, I'm rich, doesn't make sense, right? Because now you don't have food in the house. And now you keep on saying, I'm wealthy, I'm rich. It doesn't make sense. When I got to that point, what I then started doing, now listen carefully, this is where the tips are starting. When I got to that point, what I then started doing is that I started writing my own mantra. And I didn't have one mantra that I would write. I would have multiple mantras for different situations, not at the same time though. So I will start up with one mantra, like that mantra that's all over social media, something like everything is working out for me. Everything is working out for me, working out for me, working out for me. Now that's more believable. That's more believable than me saying, I have 1 billion in my account. I have 1 billion in my account. I have 1 billion. Because the mantra, the words you need to say, you need to believe them. It is much easier for you to believe that everything is working out for you than to believe that you have 1 billion. Because every single thing around you says you don't have 1 billion. But it's easier to believe that everything is working out for me. Also, saying everything means that you've generalized everything. You're not limiting yourself to nothing, right? I started writing my own mantra. Now, I'm not saying I wrote everything is working out for me. No. Someone will be like, but you didn't write it. Yes, I didn't write it. Oh, I'm giving it as an example. Now, I started writing my own mantras in my own words in a way that made sense to me, in the way that I felt that this mantra, it's me saying those words to myself. And these are the things that I say to myself all the time, right? Because when you wake up and go to the mirror and say, I'm wealthy, I'm rich, you're done. I'm rich, I'm abundant. And I'm like, okay, fine, you're done. And I always tell you, abundance can be an abundance of poverty. The word abundance on its own, it means an overflow of anything. So what are you abundant in? Where is the abundance coming from? And when you are done saying those things, you are done. The whole day you're still busy with negative self-talk. So it makes no difference. It doesn't help you with anything. So it is in changing the vocabulary of your every single words, every single day. That's where the trick is. Not in saying the mantras. The mantras are there, they're good. But it is in changing your whole vocabulary of the words you choose to say to yourself. The words you choose to say to yourself are influenced by the things you are watching. And if people are, the comedy, the shows, the music and everything, if you're listening to music that's negative, if you're watching shows where people are always complaining about poverty, that's the self-talk you will have with yourself as well. If everyone is complaining about the economy, you will start to complain about the economy. But yet there are people thriving in this economy. How? Fine. Now, when I use mantras, so I would create something when I would go through a lot, when I was going through a lot of clearing my mind, where I needed to clear the self-talk, right? The negative self-talk, that's when I use mantras, right? So let's say maybe I would get a thought that, oh, things are hard. Will things ever be okay? I will then stop at my track and say, everything is working out for me. Everything is working out for me, working out for me, working out for me. So I will stop a negative thought, even if the negative thought has validity in the situation that I'm in, but I will stop it. If I'm finding myself replaying a conversation that made me feel bad or replaying a situation from my past that I have no time to be thinking about because it's lowering my vibration, I will stop myself in my track. I'm going to use everything is working out for me because that's the easiest one. The others are too personal for me to share, right? I'll stop myself in my track, say a mantra, everything is working out for me, working out for me, working out for me. And I'm done. I move on. Just doing that on its own shifts my vibration. I'm no longer thinking about that negative thing. And if it's something that maybe, let's give an example, you're at home and you have issues with your parents or your mom, and maybe your mom is the type of toxic person who's just like, wah, 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 right? Or you just live with toxic people and now you are in this situation where you're angry. They just made you angry. But you can't afford to lower your vibration because you're about to quantum leap. Right? And I told you before the quantum leap, there's a sling. You go back before you are launched forward. The going back moment, it is when everything goes quiet and nothing. Now you're in that point where negative thoughts starts coming. Is this even going to happen? I've been here forever. Are my ancestors, why are they quiet? That's when you now start saying the mantras. That's when you find mantras and songs. You don't just say any song. You're not going to talk about hoes. Songs that talk about hoes, bitches. No. You go and talk about, you listen to songs that are going to elevate you forward. Like Nikki says, in this very moment I'm king. In this very moment I'm a slay. Goliath with the sling. No, I'm not lacking, I'm blessed. Yes. Clap for the heavyweight champ, me. Right? Listen to those words. Listen to what she just said. Read the lyrics. Now you yourself saying that every single day. In this very moment I'm king. In this very moment I slay Goliath with the sling. Who's Goliath? All the challenges that you're facing. And no, I'm not lucky, I'm blessed. Clap for the heavyweight champ. Who? Me. That's the kind of songs you use to elevate yourself forward. I told you in the Songs of Redemption that they wrote those songs. They were inspired to write those songs because they are redemption songs. They are the songs that move you forward. They're not just songs. When Rihanna says, shine bright like a diamond, if you can keep telling yourself, I shine bright like a diamond, use the tools you have been given to your advantage and use them well. Don't just use them well. Use a song because songs are easy to remember. Clear your playlist and start asking your ancestors for songs. Asking them for songs that you need at this moment that will take you forward. And you will start being drawn to a particular song. There's a song that I've been drawn to, Beyonce and Jay-Z. And the world is so blue, so blue, so blue. I've been drawn to this song. And I understand why I'm drawn to it, right? So use the lyrics to your advantage. Alrighty. I keep stopping. I need to blow my nose and drink tea. All right. Now that we've covered the song, I want to get into the second tip. Fine. Now, I told you a story in one of my videos that I used to travel. I talk a lot about that I used to travel, right? Now, I want to go back to before I started traveling. No. Okay, so I had come back in the country, back from working in other countries, and I'd come back in the country and I thought my life was gonna, but things didn't turn out the way I was, and I was working for a particular company. And I was trying to manifest the life where I am a global daughter. I am like, those people who they say they got the travel bag. I wanted to be a nomad, a digital nomad. I wanted to live life like all those white kids, just moving around from one country to another and just living their life. And I was like, I am going to do it even without a trust fund. I am going to do it. And because it was my lifelong dream at 16, no, when I was 15 or 14, yeah, around about those ages, 15 or 14, I happened to, I don't remember where I went. I think it was a school trip or something. And I then met this couple, an old white couple, not from South Africa, they're British. And they were in their Land Rover Jeep, Wrangler. They were in their Jeep Wrangler. That's when I started loving Jeep. And I just, for some reason, I'm a Gemini, I'm a talker. So I will make small talk with everyone. I hate small talk, but put me in any situation, I'll talk to anyone. And then we started talking and they told me they are doing a Cape to Cairo. What is a Cape to Cairo? They told me, they gave me this history of roads and how he built this train wreck that was supposed to get to Cairo and what. I was like, oh my gosh, so people can do that. They're like, yeah. And then because I was thinking a lot about it, and then went to the library, I started studying about this, and people who are traveling. That's when I started learning these terms of sabbatical, right? And I was like, I told you on one of the videos, I told you that, and then I said to myself, I want to go on a sabbatical. Fine. And then my clients are already messaging me. And then I started learning this, and that now because I was thinking a lot about it, I now started meeting other backpackers. And so I put it as my goal. I was like, I want to go on a backpacking trip. Hey, but Maputo, Oyabang on a backpacking trip when there's no money here. When other people are chowing their money, no one is giving you their money. And it's not even common. They're even going to ask you, who in your family has went on a backpacking trip? You're crazy, when I said to myself, what is the first thing that I need to have? Passport. Okay, I'm working and part-time, what, because school, whatever. Okay, I'm going to save up money and get myself a passport. That's the first step. The money will come. I kept saying that to myself. I made a passport and I said, before this passport expires, I am going to use it to leave the country. And that's what I did. Before my first passport expired, I used it to leave the country. Okay, fine. That's not a problem. And then now I had left, was doing some work somewhere else. I came back and now I wanted to leave properly. But this time I didn't want to leave because of work. This time I wanted to leave because I want to be on a sabbatical. I wanted to be like those other kids who take gap years, who just go and travel to Italy. I wanted to be like that. And I said to myself, how do we get here? Now, I was struggling with keeping money around about that time. And I was having a conversation with one of my very close friends. And she says, friends, but the words, we were both on our journey of law of attractions, manifestations. And she said, friend, but the words that you keep using are so negative. And I'm like, what do you mean? And she's like, every time you talk about money, you talk about how broke you are, how you don't have money, how, things are tough with money. And she says, change the wording of your money vocabularies. I'm like, I don't even hear myself saying these things, but thank you for alerting me. Now, from then on, when someone would talk about money, I'm like, or maybe ask me for money, I then stop saying I'm broke. Yeah. Instead, I changed my vocabulary. I thought deeply about this. I didn't just take anything off the internet. Yeah. Instead, I would say stuff like, I'm waiting for funds to clear in my accounts. And when they do clear, I will send you something. There's a little bit of delay in the funds reaching my accounts. But when they do clear, when they do hit my bank account, I will pay you. Hi, friend. I wanted to let you know that I won't be able to pay you now because there's a delay with payments in my account. As soon as the payment's clear and have hit my account, I'll pay you. Not sure when they will do that, right? Now I'm not going to people telling them sob stories about how things are bad. I'm trying to find another one. Right? Recently, because I had been going through a lot. No, my clients are really disturbing me. Recently, because I had been swamped with a lot of work, both spiritually and personally, and I had found myself saying that I'm stressed. There's so much I'm doing and what. I then bumped upon Sierra, this video, and Russell. And Sierra said that we are not stressed, we are blessed out. We have so many blessings, right? So now I started changing my vocabulary in terms of being stressed. I say I'm not stressed, I'm blessed out. God has blessed me with so many blessings that I'm making space for them. I have to adjust my schedules. I have to make time for them. I have to do all these things to adjust my schedule to be able to handle the blessings that God has put on my lap. And I'm expanding. So I say these days, I'm like, I'm blessed out and I'm expanding myself to be able to hold every single thing, every single blessing that's coming towards me. Work is a blessing. Yes, I'm working so hard that even my clients, they start feeling sorry for me. Right? People on the internet think we are just out here playing. I work so hard, but work is a blessing because there was a time when there was no work and I was praying for work. And when the work is just that, when the floodgates of heaven, they open, there's nothing that stops them. There's nothing that stops, and I don't want anything to stop them. I don't want anything that's to stop them. Instead, I will reschedule myself. I will adjust myself to be able to hold those blessings, right? So the words that you're using play an important role. In my friend group, there was always this notion where, as women, when we meet, it was like, oh, men are bad. Oh, men are cheaters. And I will always say, no. That's not the narrative I want to be a part of. I do not care what the other men did or are doing to anyone. I don't care what you all are doing to these women out there. I do not care what those men have been doing to you. But the narrative, and I don't even care what my exes did, but the narrative that I'm moving forward with is that there are good men out there. There are men who are loving. There are men who are this and this and this and this. I do not even want, if I get on a show and I see a show portraying a man in a particular, I stop watching it. That's not the kind of men I want to attract into my space. Right? When I got that right, I then started increasing it because I don't want to be attracting men who don't know what they're doing financially. Because I want financial stability. So, I believe all men have the potential to become wealthy, rich. If they just put their efforts and work hard, they can get there. Just like how a woman can do it, a man can do it. Right? So, but that's me. Now, don't come in here and now attack me as a man and be like, no, we work hard. All you guys want is money. Yes, that's all we want. Women are built to want money. Your grandfathers, your great-grandfathers, they didn't even have the opportunities that you had, but they had many wives, and they were supporting them. And none of their wives complained. And none of their wives worked. Our great-grandparents and our great-grandmothers and whatever never worked. They didn't have to go and do a 9 to 5. That's a white man thing. In Africa, women worked in the villages, in the community, but the hard labor was done by the men, and the men brought the food home. So that's a Western concept. Yeah, go date the white girls. They like that. White girls, they love men who don't. They want to be independent. Right? Me, I'm not about that. Anyway, this is not about me. Right? But I'm just saying all this. I'm showing you the power of your tongue. There is power in the words that you say. Not just the words that you say, but the words that you say to yourself when no one is listening. When no one is paying attention, when you're in your thoughts, what words are you using? What things are you saying? How are you talking to yourself? Are you rude to yourself? I talk to myself with so much love. Right? Isn't this, I told you why I started using my love. I'm not calling you guys my love because I'm trying to be different on TikTok. No, I'm calling you guys my love because that's how I address myself. I speak to myself like that. I speak to myself with tenderness. That's how I started it, because no one was addressing me like that, and I wanted to be addressed like that. So I went and started addressing myself as like, hi, my love, every morning. Hi, my love. Hi, my love. Every morning I'll say that to myself with the tone that I'm saying it to you guys. That's the words I say to myself every morning. I've added other stuff now because now I call you guys my love. I've added other stuff that I say to myself now with that tone. They're like, so I talk to myself. Like I sometimes look myself in the mirror. You see how you talk to a baby and say, oh, na, 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 oh, wana, rena, watata. That's how I talk to myself. I will look myself in the mirror and say, oh, my baby. Oh, pretty. Look at how beautiful you look. Oh, my God. That's how I talk to myself. And I'm not even ashamed. I do it. I'll be looking myself in the mirror, dressing, doing a parade with my own clothes. Say, I'm alone. I'm always alone. Always alone. So obviously I talk to myself. But how I talk to myself is such an uplifting way. If you were to hear me talk to myself, whether it be in my thoughts or whether it be verbally, you would think, wow, is she talking to someone else? Because I love myself and I don't have the time and energy to bring myself down. There are so many people on the internet who are hell-bent on bringing you down. So many people in your life who are hell-bent on telling you something that you are not. Hell-bent on creating an image of yourself that you are not. And they will keep on telling you, you are like this, you are so rude. You are so, yeah, own it. Those that you know that you are, own it. There's nothing wrong with being rude. It's setting clear boundaries. Because people want to take advantage, and when you don't want them to take advantage of you, they'll call you rude. Never let anyone tell you what you're not. And even if you are that thing that they tell you are, it's okay. Own it. There's nothing bad with it. Own it until you can work on it and remove it. Right? But the self-talk, the words you say to yourself every single day are important. They are important. And they are what keeps you vibrating high. They are what keeps you vibrate. That's how you keep your vibration high. Talk back. Talk back to the demons and tell them, leave me alone. When Jesus said, get thee, Satan. Don't ever come near me. Tell them. Tell them you do not have authority to come near me. Get away from me. Tell them, stop giving me negative thoughts. I don't want to talk about that. When a negative thought comes in, answer it, say, I don't want to deal with that now. I don't want to talk to it. I don't want to talk about that. We move on. Then start humming a sound or a hymn or whatever that will make you feel good. Even hymns don't work for me. Well, they might work for other people, but hymns are meant to make you submissive. Nothing that makes you submissive will help you to quantum leap, because you're not supposed to be submissive. You're supposed to be in a charge mode. You're supposed to be in a roar. You're supposed to be ready to charge forward. On your marks, get set. You're supposed to be set, ready to move forward, not submissive and kneeling and bowing. You're supposed to be sitting in that, that thing where you're about to launch forward. And hymns don't put you in that energy. Church songs, whatever, they don't put you in that energy. Hence, that's why you need upbeat song. Upbeat. That's why when you go to the gym, they're always playing upbeat song, because that's the vibration you need to be in. Right? Let me go answer my clients. They're busy. They've started. But we love them. I love them so much. Let me see if I left anything out. So learn to keep your vibration high. Thoughts, answer them. Even if it's a positive thought. Even if it's a positive, answer it back. I sometimes get positive thoughts. I'm like, oh, you look so nice. And I have this thought, nice. I'm like, thank you. Thank you. Right? Answer them back. Answer them back. Negative ones, answer them back. And then move away. Find ways. Teach yourself to always find cues. Mental cues. Create mental cues, mental signs, sign points. Create things in your mind that will always help. Yes, you need to know the signs of where you are, but at the same time, you need to also put stuff in your place to help you to remain on that sign. Like how you stop a car and put fuel. Make sure your brakes are working properly. On this road of life or spirituality, because you don't just quantum leap and that's it. You quantum leap multiple. You move from level 1 to level 2, and you'll keep on quantum leaping until you reach the 5D. That's where we are quantum leaping towards, the 5D, the new earth, right? So you need to keep then quantum leaping vibration until you get to a point where you're no longer operating in the 3. You're now in the 4D. Once you're in the 4D, you're in between realms. Your day does not look like a normal day. You're in between realms. You don't even know what day it is. You don't even know what time it is because there's no time, there's no day, there's nothing. Reality shifts and you know you're in the 4D. And while you're in the 4D, in that reality, you then start working towards getting into the 5D. We get to the 5D here on Earth before it can vibrate. I told you, you cannot, 5D is here, you are here. You need to rise to get there, and it needs to pull you like a magnet. And so you need to make sure, even here, you raise your vibration to that of 5D. And once you've raised your vibration to that of 5D, automatically the 5D, the new Earth, will pull you up and you ascend. So this quantum leaping that we are doing, they are preparing, they are leaping us from one level to another vibration until we get to the level where we are vibrating at 5D. And once we get to the level of 5D, then you enter the new earth. There are people on earth who have been able to ascend to the 5D while we are still here. There are people there. There are people in the 5D who are working there to prepare. I had to blow my nose. There are people in the 5D who are already there and have been there while we are still here in the matrix. There are people in the 5D. And they didn't have to die to get to the 5D. Some have been in the 5Ds for a generation, and they keep coming to earth and going and keep coming to earth and going. And then you keep seeing them in those pictures and it's like, but this person, there's a what picture of this person. Are they vampire? Do they not die? And this person doesn't get born, but they always appear. It's just that we get to see them because now we are digital. Right? But they come in and go out of the Ds. Now they are there preparing a place. And there are some people who will elevate while everyone else is still complaining about the economy. There are certain people who are ready to go to the 5D. And they will transcend and go in this body. We're not going to the 5Ds as souls. We're going to the 5D in our bodies. That body that you have is the one you're going to use to go up. And I told you in that video, the video that I made, and I had to go find it. And I told you in that video, and I said, what did I say to you? I said, people will be going up. People will be ascending up. And yet the whole world will not be able to see them. Because why? Their bodies, the physical body, their reality is already 5D. Don't focus on the bed. Don't focus on the war. Don't focus on, I told you that they create chaos. Then they want to come and solve the problem. Don't focus on all these things happening. I don't even remember when was the last time I watched the news. I don't even know what sicknesses are going around. I don't even know any of those things. I don't want to know. Now my focus is where I'm going. And making money. And those around me, that's why I'm a loner, because I'm in my own little bubble and world. And I only come out when I need to say some stuff to you guys. Or I only come out when I need to help people to come to where I am. See, I'm going to get into a lot of trouble now. They'll call another meeting and say, Maputi, we told you, hold off. And we're still trying to come up with this with a better ground. So I am doing these small videos and telling you like those tiny tips that you can use on your everyday life that will be able to put you forward. And then we're going to come with proper other lessons in a few days or so. All right, my loves. I love you guys. Let me go see my clients, my wonderful clients. And if you come into the inbox, guys, please greet. Be respectful. Don't come and tell me your stories. I told you I'm not nice. So me, I couldn't be bothered what's happening to you. Right? That's you. That's your life. Go tell your ancestors those things. Don't think you telling me your sob stories is going to make me feel sorry for you. I don't have time for people with victim mentality. I only have time for people who want to solve their problems and who are ready to put in the work. And people who are ready to put in the work will do everything in their power to make sure that they pay for a consultation. I've had to pay for consultations. All right, my loves. Bye.